So let's just jump straight into the second round of the 50 money saving hacks. This is numbers 26 to 50, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. If you like it, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, you can do that too. Please do that. So number 26 is to leave your purse or wallet at home. And I suggest this because if you give yourself a little cash budget for the day, then it means you can't sort of like creep out at work and go and get like an extra thing that you want, and it just really holds you accountable to your budget. Number 27 is to invite your friends around for dinner instead of going out. It's just going to be so much cheaper and you can still enjoy that social occasion, and it's probably even a little bit nicer because you're going to be making that food yourself. Number 28 is to sell items that you're no longer using. We always store stuff in our cupboards that we might use one day, but if you have it, you're not using it, sell it and earn a bit of money from it and save some space too. Now, if you need to borrow money, I would suggest getting a 0% credit card. Now this is for small amounts of money instead of loans, because then you don't have to pay interest when you can pay it back. Number 30 is to don't shop in one place for your food. I would definitely suggest shopping around, try and find the best deal for you, especially if you are on a tight budget, because there's difference in pricing depending on the shop that you go to. Number 31 is to go to higher end supermarkets on a Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon. That's when they do their biggest discounts, and even though the food might be in packaging, if you're trying to live a #low waste lifestyle, this food's going to go to waste and the packaging is going to go to waste anyway, so you might as well go and buy the discounted stuff and save money and save some wasted food. Number 32 is to never renew your utility bills without doing a price comparison. Brand loyalty is completely overrated. They don't care about you, so you should be trying to get the best deal that you possibly can. The next one is every time you do come to renew those bills, I'd ring up your existing brand and tell them that you're leaving and see if they can give you a better deal, because 9 times out of 10 they can. Number 34 is to switch your bank often, because lots of them offer incentives for moving, and sometimes they'll pay you something just to be switching to their bank, and you might as well get those rewards. And you also might be able to switch to one that has like a higher interest rate or something like that. Always be looking out for what's the better option for you. Number 35 is to look at your phone insurance. If you're paying more in insurance than the value of your phone, then you're paying far too much, and you could always just put that money in your savings account instead, and if you did something happen to your phone, then you could just buy it outright yourself. Number 36 is to put all your spare cashish into a jar, and then at the end of the month you'll probably have a nice stack of change that you can go and enjoy something with. Number 37 is to check your bank statements at the end of each month, because sometimes there are errors. You might be being charged for something that you no longer use, you might have not cancelled something that you should have, or you might just have a bank error and they might be taking money out of your account. That's really not your fault. So check every month. Number 38 is to please try and not incur fines. If you can afford to be organised and plan your budgeting and your spending, getting overdraft fees when you can afford to pay it off is just like throwing money down the drain. So try your hardest. Number 39 is to cancel subscriptions that you are no longer using. If you're not using Spotify or Netflix or any of these things, #not sponsored, then I would just get rid of them. If you're not getting value out of them anymore, then it's wasting your money, and you might as well watch YouTube instead. Number 40 is to sign up to money saving expert newsletters, because every week they send a new newsletter and they have, let's be honest, much better tips than I do, and they are experts in the field, so they're going to be giving you really great tips every week about different bank accounts, different interest rates, different ways of saving your money, different ways of curbing your spending. So I would definitely sign up to them. I do, and it's great. Number 41 is also Money Saving Expert has this like free credit club where they'll give you like a free credit check and credit rating, credit score, which will help you when you're trying to borrow money later. Number 42 is to borrow or swap books with your friends. Start a little book club and oh, very bright, very bright. If you have a little book club, then you can swap books. I know that I spend a lot of money because I'm always reading lots of news and different things. And sometimes if you just are in a bit of a pinch, then you can also go to a library, which in the UK is free. We love learning. 43. Instead of buying plants, as it's very cool nowadays to have your pot plants, I would take a sampling, what would you call it? a cutting from a friend's plant that you love and propagate that plant. If you put it in some water, it will start to grow tentacles? What is the word? Roots. Oh my god. And then you can just repot it, and then you can grow it yourself, and you can love it and nurture it and watch it grow into a wonderful big plant, and take care of it and give a cutting to your next friend. Which leads me on to 44. If you have a tiny bit of space or a bit of outdoor space or even a space to put a pot outside, then try and grow some of your own food. It doesn't have to be very much. It could just be one thing that really grows very well. You could grow just a few potatoes or some tomatoes, or if you get a grow bag, then you can grow cucumbers very easily, I hear. Very easily. Or just have pots of herbs. But try something else, it's quite fun, it really is. Number 45, make your own plant-based milks. I've found that since I've started doing that, I've saved a load of money. I make my own oat milk, and it is, if you're not a plant-based milk drinker, I'd give it a try. Seriously, you would be shocked. You can make homemade almond milk, oat milk, soy milk. Soy is slightly harder and a little bit more labor intensive, so if you are lazy, then I'd go for oat milk. Or almond milk, but oat milk's more sustainable and it's kinder to the bees. The next one, when buying food in supermarkets, if that's what you still do, then I suggest going along every aisle and checking for the different, well, for the same products, but in different aisles. So I would definitely go up and down the aisles and check to make sure that you're not paying too much, or just checking the other option that's out there. Number 47 is to buy in bulk instead of buying just like 1 kilogram of rice. I'd go for 10 if you can, or even more if you're a big rice eater, because you're gonna save money that way. But number 48, when you do buy in bulk, price check. Make sure that you are actually being economical and are getting that value for money. So make sure that each kilogram or per 100 grams, you're paying less than the other ones. Number 49. We're almost there, I promise. Don't fall into the trap of buy one, get one free, unless it's on your list. And now in the other one, we talked about lists. We talked about budgeting in part 1. So you should have a list when you go grocery shopping. I know this is a lot about food, isn't it? But if it's not on your list, then you're just wasting your money, because then it's just conning you into buying this thing. It's like, oh, because I can get 2 for 1. It's a ploy, it's an advertising ploy to play on those little emotional heartstrings that we have, just to be like, I know you don't want this item, but we're offering you something free, so get it. Don't get it. Don't get it. Number 50 is to skill swap. So for example, my sister is a qualified, trained bike mechanic, and I have a bike, and I also have some skills that she likes. So we swap. So she does my bike for me, she kind of, services it and makes sure that it's all running tip-top. And I do something for her. Usually it means cleaning the flat, but I mean, that's a skill, to not be lazy enough to go and clean the flat. Not that it happens that often. Ooh, and number 51, throwing in one there for you. This is the last one, and this one I thought was really important, so I thought best not to leave it off. And that is to mend stuff yourself. If you have like a little hole in your jeans, or if you have, I don't know, something that's broken, I'd give it a go at mending it yourself. YouTube is a wonderful place for learning. You literally just type in, how do I do this? And literally lots of videos come up and they can tell you, this is how you do this. So I'd really suggest it. I'd really, really, really suggest it. I have mended many of my own things because I went, YouTube, how do I do this? And it showed me, or the wonderful people of YouTube have showed me, and then I mended it myself. And you save a lot of money because then you don't have to buy a new thing, you don't have to pay someone else to mend it, and you reduce your waste, which is very important. If you didn't already know that, I'm really into that. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed me just like getting right to it, so there was no dilly-dallying. There was quite dilly-dallying throughout the video, wasn't there? Anyway, I think you should like it if you liked it, if you like that, and subscribe. There will be more next time. Bye bye.